Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing from the DC Direct Batman Reborn series, Batgirl. Take a look at this Batgirl right here. Now, like my Jason Todd review, as you can see, this is still in packaging. The reasons for this is, one is, I've just bought this figure at time of this being recorded, and two, I want to open up this figure with you guys so that you guys get my first impressions on the figures. I'm going to do this with the whole entire Batman Reborn series. Now, so far I have Batgirl and Jason Todd as Batman. I will be picking up Two-Face and Azure at some point, just not right now because of money. But I will be picking up the rest of the Batman Reborn series, and if they do another wave, then I'll pick up that too. Now, I'm going to do this figure review, along with all the other Batman Reborn figures, a little differently than what I would usually do for a figure review. In that, in figure reviews that I do, particularly with the DC Universe Classic figures, I give you a bio of the character, you know, what they're about, who they are, their powers, their abilities, and just a brief history of them. For the Batman Reborn figures, I won't be doing that. Instead, I'll be giving you kind of information on what they're doing during this Batman Reborn era, during this time when Bruce Wayne is gone. What they've been up to, what they're doing in the comics, and how their life has changed since Batman is gone. So with that said, let's just jump into Stephanie Brown, Batgirl. Now, Stephanie Brown becomes Batgirl during the Batman Reborn era. And it happens when Cassandra Cain basically says that because Bruce Wayne's gone, there's really no point for her to wear the bat anymore. So she takes off her costume and she gives it to Stephanie Brown. And Stephanie Brown goes around as Batgirl. She kind of adopts a persona. However, this doesn't bode well for a couple people, particularly Dick Grayson as Batman and Barbara Gordon, Oracle. Now, see, Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson react a little differently, though, to it. Dick Grayson up front is pissed that someone else has taken up the persona as Batgirl, and he doesn't want to see her get hurt or anything like that either. Barbara Gordon is also mad, but see, Barbara Gordon starts to work with Stephanie, and eventually they start to get a friendship going on and a partnership going on. And Barbara gets a new costume for Stephanie, and she gives her new equipment, and kind of, you know, brings her into the fold. And after an argument with Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon, the two of them bickering back and forth, they both agreed to allow Stephanie Brown to be Batgirl, and along as Oracle keeps an eye on her. So basically what's happened is Stephanie Brown has become Batgirl, and she's teaming up with Barbara Gordon as Oracle. And that's basically just what that she's doing right now. So let's just jump into the figure itself. First of all, I got to open her up, use Mr. Pointy, and once I open her up, we'll talk about the figure. So, be one moment. Okay, I opened up Batgirl, and I've taken some time to look at her. A little bit more than 2 minutes, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Anyways, and let me just say, if Jason Todd was a good figure, and it is a good figure, this is an amazing figure. Let's just take a look at Batgirl. As you can see here, Stephanie Brown is sporting her new Batgirl costume. That is kind of a tribute to her spoiler costume and Barbara Gordon's Batgirl costume from the Silver/Bronze Age. Particularly, you can see the Barbara Gordon inspirations with the cape, the lance of the cape, the cowl with the hair flowing out, and the design of the cowl too is very Barbara Gordon-esque. And then you see a lot of spoiler adaptations, such as the purple on the sides. You see right here the pouches on the lake, which again spoiler had. The belt. So you see a lot of similarities in both costumes. And let me just say, right off the bat, this figure looks really good. It looks very, very nice. I mean, I am impressed on how well they made the face mold, the body mold, and everything to it. It's just a very good looking figure. The figure does come with accessories. As you can see, it has a batarang right here, which is yellow. It's kind of tough to fit in the hand traditionally, but there is like a wedge between the middle figures like this, kind of like the Vulcan sign, like that. And you can kind of snug that in, and it kind of looks like she's holding it kind of like this, instead of just like this. So she holds the batarang pretty well like that. It looks a little awkward from some angles, but it looks okay from some other angles. Her belt has a little loop there which you can take out her tonfa. Let me just pull this bad boy out. And if you had any training with a tonfa, you can kind of have her holding it in many different ways. You can have it be in the traditional way, and this holds best in the left hand, although it doesn't, sometimes it does fall out. It's in good positioning right there. Probably can't see it that well, but it can fall out pretty easily, as you can see there. Let me just put the tonfa here. Now I'm going to count the belt as an accessory because, as you can see, it moves. You can move it around. You can have her wearing it normally, or you can angle it like so, which I like to do, and it just kind of gives her more of a youthful punkiness, and it looks pretty cool. She does come with a stand like Jason Todd's. Her stand is the same thing. It's pretty crappy. I'm very disappointed in the stands, but what can you do? Articulation-wise, she still has good articulation, but not quite as good as Jason Todd's, per se. Her legs can go up, but only about that far. Back down, bend at the knees. She has full arm movement with the elbows and the shoulders and the wrist. And I just flipped that around. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Wow. So she has full articulation there. She can move at the waist. I mean, you can have her like looking at her own butt. And then you can have the head move around. And the head has fairly good articulation. Even with the hair there, you can kind of put it in many different positions. One problem with this figure, other than the stand, is that if you look in the back here, and might as well swivel her butt around, you see some of the paint coming off. I mean, it's only on her ass, and it's not like you're going to see her ass because it's going to be covered up by the cape and she's going to be standing forward. I mean, it's just a little bit yellow, and I think that's from the belt, I'm only assuming. And you could probably just touch that up with black paint if you really needed to. I mean, it's not a big problem for me, so I just thought I'd point it out. On a whole, this is a great figure. This is definitely my favorite figure from the series so far. Obviously, I only have 2 figures. The Jason Todd figure was awesome, but this is just absolutely fantastic. I'm very happy I got this. I really like this Batgirl figure. Probably my favorite Batgirl figure to date, tying up there with the DC Superheroes, DC Universe Classics Batgirl of Barbara Gordon. It's a great addition to your collection if you're looking for a Batgirl figure, or if you're just looking for a Stephanie Brown figure. It comes with pretty decent accessories. Could be a little bit better on how she holds them, but on the whole, the figure looks just nice. And again, take a look at her. She would definitely be at the top of the list to buy, in my opinion. I would buy her before Two-Face, before Azrael, and before Jason Todd. She just looks really good. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. Batgirl, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. This is Aim to say peace out for now.